Welcome everyone to the third edition of the weekly HumpDay Market Recap series. If you guys are enjoying this type of market review videos with CFO, make sure you guys let me know by commenting down below. And of course, for good luck for the rest of this week, press that like button down below. Alright, let's begin. So this HumpDay Market Recap video will be a bit shorter because there really isn't much to look at in the markets. So yesterday in the live stream last night, I talked about how the SPY futures, the S&P mini futures, or ticker symbol ES, could be making a potential bullish pennant. And so if we did start a small pullback, we can see a very quick pivot back to the upside. And that's exactly what we did today. And so far, overnight, currently, we are holding within the range that we saw, well, earlier today. And so it seems like we want to be moving sideways and potentially create this bullish pennant. Now, you guys might be wondering, why did I choose a bullish flag / pennant as the potential chart pattern that could form? Well, first of all, bull flags or bull pennants, but generally, textbook bull flags are one of the most prevalent chart patterns out there, especially when we do have a very big run to the upside. And so usually this big run, which was characterized by these three daily candlesticks, tend to be used as a flagpole of that general bull flag. And so if this is indeed a flagpole, then we should be seeing the creation and the formation of a flag to accommodate with this large impulsive move to the upside. And so what does this mean for us for the rest of the week? Well, it means that we could potentially be seeing tighter and tighter price action that's accommodated by very, very low volume. It's a very dismal volume. I personally hate it. I've been telling you guys this as well for most of the week, actually. And it's been kind of hard to trade within the ranges that we've been seeing, and especially the intraday chop of the constant up and down swings on the intraday time frame. And so the best thing for us to do now is to just sit and wait until we get a potential formation of this bull flag, or at least the completion of this bull flag / pennant. And then we can see a nice breakout to the upside, or we can see a complete failure of this chart pattern. However, based on all my SMAs and just on this S&P 500 mini futures, things are pointing up. We have a nice daily bullish crossover of the daily 10, my red line here, and the daily 21 SMA, my light blue line here. And I love the fact that we are still holding above the daily 50 SMA. Now, I am now kind of flipped to the bullish side, but there's still a hint of, just a little bit of skepticism as to whether or not this bullish move to the upside will hold. Because again, once more, the volume is dismal. We're getting very, very low volume as we're still trying to push to the upside. And so I am a little bit cautious, but I am firmly staying short to midterm bullish for now, as long as we can create this bullish flag or bullish pennant, and then we see a nice breakout to the upside. And I'll make sure to confirm that yes, we do need to stay bullish. So once more, the only thing that is kind of catching me off guard or kind of raising my eyebrows at this large market move back up is the volume, right? It's only the volume here that's making me a little bit wary about what could happen in the near term future. All right. So now if you translate this over to the S&P 500 or SPY, right, we have pivoted right at that 515 target that I told you guys about last night. And so far, the daily 50 SMA as well has been flatlining at 512, which is what was also told last night. And so, with daily 10 continuously rising upwards to catch up to the price, or again, the candlesticks here, they're both synonymous. I would believe that we can see some tighter and tighter sideways consolidation, just some really good textbook digestion as we kind of move away from that huge momentum that we saw for the past couple of trading days. Okay, and so so far during this very tight consolidation day, like today and yesterday, we've been getting some very good sector rotation, and it's been pretty healthy for the most part. And we've been seeing a lot of earnings gap ups, gaps downs. It's been kind of hectic earnings wise, but just the overall market, it's been relatively healthy. And so, that also kind of makes me be more concerned about the volume, but at the same time, I can't let go of the fact that the volume is very, very low at these highs here. And I just can't forget about it, because if you do see a potential big move down once more, and potentially, even yesterday's highs was a second lower high pivot point compared to the all-time high pivot point on this daily candlestick, well, I won't be prepared, right? If I just forget that, I wouldn't be prepared for a potential move to the downside. And so that's something that you guys should be worrying about as well in the near-term future. But while you guys are worrying about that, simultaneously, you guys should be following the market action and the market trends. Okay, so for the S&P 500 or SPY, we need to be looking out for this 517.35-ish level. If we do see a breakout over this after some more sideways price action, then I believe we can see a nice breakout to the upside, whether or not we decide to make a bullish pennant or bull flag, whatever it is. But again, as long as we get a simple sideways price action to allow the daily 10 SMA to slowly catch up, we should be good to make another leg up higher in the near term future. All right, so that is it for the markets. I want to talk about a specific ticker that I have been looking at, which is WULF. Ticker symbol WULF, or WULF, or TERAWULF is the company's name. And so this is a crypto-related stock. All right, so it's a crypto-related stock. And so far, Bitcoin surprisingly has been staying pretty strong, even though the trend has been moving to the downside. But it's a sideways consolidation. It's a slanted descending consolidation, which is still considered a consolidation. And so, I was looking for a potential large pullback, but that's not exactly what we've been getting, especially after the Bitcoin halving event. So this halving event being over, Bitcoin just basically lost all of its volume, right? And as long as the volume is low, this mother of all cryptocurrencies will continue to move sideways. But with this consolidation, there's still an opportunity for the bulls, all the crypto bulls, to come back in, make the volume jump up higher, and bid the price of Bitcoin back up higher. And we can see a breakout out of this consolidation, and maybe even retest the all-time highs that we basically formed earlier this year, back in March. So if that happens, then WULF can benefit from this. Now, first of all, what I like about WULF or WULF is that on the weekly time frame, we've been consolidating for months on end here. All right. And so after the initial big jump up higher, late December to early January of this year, we've been consolidating for all of this year. And so whenever I see such large consolidation, that usually tends to point towards a very large bullish breakout to the upside. And so let me give you guys a quick technical analysis here. So we have a nice descending resistance trend line, and then we also have a nice ascending support trend line. And these are both macro trend lines because, again, we're on the weekly time frame. These are huge, huge trend lines that the price has been really just following and been playing within the parameters set up by these large trend lines. And so these are very, very important. Whether it be the price retests this ascending support trend line or whether it retests this descending resistance trend line. So in our case, we want to be seeing a breakout over this descending resistance trend line, since if Bitcoin decides to make a run into new all-time highs, or at the very least into the previous all-time highs, which was not too long ago, we should be seeing a breakout of this name to the upside. Now, the only thing about this is that we're making a nice wedge chart pattern. This is a neutral chart pattern, which means that it can give us either a breakout to the upside or a simple breakout to the downside. And so far, my SMAs on the weekly time frame has been constantly coiling with each other, especially the daily 10, the daily 21, and the daily 50 as shown here. And whenever I see my short-term and long-term SMAs on the weekly time frame coiling, constantly breaking up to the upside, breaking down to the downside, and just having constant crossovers, it tells me that we are consolidating really well. And obviously we can clearly see that on the price action, but we have that confirmation from my longer term SMAs on the weekly time frame, like the 50 SMA, and also the constant crossovers of the daily 10 and the daily 21 SMAs. All right, so this one also has earnings in about 5 days, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, in about 5 days. And there could be a potential run up into earnings. And I just love how this name has been holding on the relative strength indicator, the RSI. Average, it's been about 50 to 51 for the value of the RSI. So it's staying pretty strong on the weekly time frame for months at a time here. And so if you go on the daily time frame now, we do have a large daily level that we need to be looking out for, and that is this $2.60 level, $2.60. So if we're able to retest this level somewhere around where we are converging with this macro descending resistance trend line that we just saw on the weekly time frame, then we can see a nice breakout. Now, obviously, I do not know if this one's going to break out based on the earnings report in about 5 days, or maybe the earnings reaction itself will give us a breakout. Who knows? Maybe it completely negates this large macro wedge chart pattern that I've shown you guys on the weekly time frame. We don't know what's going to happen, but ideally, I would want to see a nice move to the upside as we see a surge of buyers coming in leading up to earnings. And even just a simple play to a retest of 2.60 will be good, right? Especially from today's close and today's nice hammer candlestick that ended up nicely green, but at the same time, it hasn't made any changes since yesterday's close. And that's the reason why we have a 0.00% gain on today's price action. All right, so that is it for today. All right, I just wanted to give you guys this potential swing trade idea. Obviously, there's earnings, so make sure you guys are being very, very careful. All right, that is it for this video. If you guys liked what you heard, please leave a thumbs up down below and hit that subscribe button. Now, if you're new here and want to join that CFO Swinger Watch newsletter and the private CFO Discord, you can get 50% off for your first 30 days. All you need to do is DM me on Instagram at ChartsFocus1. You can gain access to the current swing trades that we have right now and much more. So make sure you DM me on Instagram at ChartsFocus1. Also, make sure you guys check out the other videos on this channel to continue your learning and trading. All right, so thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next Wednesday.